It is midweek racing to win. We're at Sha Tin this Wednesday night for an 8-race program. All races taking place on the all-weather. So busy week for Sha Tin. Sunday, Wednesday night and Saturday racing as well. But the focus for a racing to win is the midweek meeting, and joined in the studio to preview it all by Paul Lally and Nick Child. And Nick, just going back to Sunday briefly, Straight Aaron sensational. Noms are out for the Champions and Chater, and the Appleby stable have nominated 4.
They certainly have. Yeah, that would be interesting, wouldn't it, if Charlie Appleby brings 1, if not 2, if not 4 over, which I somewhat doubt. But it does look likely that they might be sending one there for the boys in blue. And I did think this meeting offered up a chance for Casper to continue on that good run as well.
All right, so there's a bit of a heads up for Casper. We'll hear from him very soon. It might be a Wednesday night, Paul. It might be at Sha Tin, which is unusual, but boy, there's some money on offer.
There is. There's some really good jackpots. 10 million going into the triple trio with a big jackpot going in there, and also 7 million going into the 6-up win bonus. So, look, it's pretty hard, these all-weather meetings. You normally get a few strange results, but if you do get it, you'll be really well rewarded.
All right, and the eye will be on the sky after a rainy day there on Sunday. Trackers rated wet, slow a day up, but that is over 24 hours prior to post time. Overcast in Hong Kong on this Tuesday afternoon, but expected to clear a little. Meeting details for Wednesday night. That is what Sha Tin is going to look like, and we up to meeting 69 for the season, 8 on the all-weather. First race, a later start, 7:15 with one less race, and the 2 races that we preview, races 6 and 8, Class 3 1200 and the Class 2 over the 1650 metres. Eagles Nest Handicappers race number 6, and Winning Icy carries an extra £6 for his last start win. He's had 1 go on the all-weather and ran second. Classic Unicorn has won 5 times, but they've all been over the 1,000. Mark the Moment gets a wider draw, but gets a £10 claim also for Ellis Wong. Lightning Bolt has a wider draw. Gummy Gummy's beaten by Youthful Deal at his last 2 starts. No Youthful Deal in this. Manstar ran on Sunday. Flying Dragons, a 3-time course and distance winner. Everyone's Victory. Class 4 winner last time, comes back up in grade. And down towards the bottom, we've got Beato having his all-weather debut, and also Elon, who's won twice over the course and distance. That is the starters list for race number 6. Nick, what does the speed note tell us?
Yeah, well, let's take a look at where they're likely to land. Now, Classic Unicorn, obviously, we know that he's really only got one way of going, in all honesty, and he's drawn well in 2. So I imagine he'll press forward. He's got that good gait, and Matthew Chadwick knows him quite well. Mark the Moment, interesting runner here now. Ellis Wong has been booked to take the ride here. Claims 10, so we might well see him press forward and make a bit of use of him with that £10 coming off. Manstar, I don't think will be too far away. Beato and Gummy Paul, a horse that looks ready to win, can sit close to the pace.
Yeah, he won't be too far away. I think this field will open up a bit with Classic Unicorn in the race and Mark the Moment with the Apprentice. Those 2 should sort of go on with it, which will suit all the horses. I think horses like Lightning Bolt, Elon at the back, they're going to get good opportunities.
Well, our focus is the horse there on the rail. Horse number 1 in Winning Icy. He's trained by Casper Fownes. We heard from Casper prior to last weekend. He had a good day, so Nick spoke with the master trainer again earlier on this Tuesday.
Casper, Winning Icy looks like a strong chance for you in your stable on Wednesday night. Back to the all-weather.
Yeah, look, he's had the 1 run on the all-weather where he finished second. What can you say about this horse? He's such a consistent horse, you know. He brings his A game every time he steps out to the races, and we'd be expecting another good performance. Obviously, 135, you know, he started carrying a bit of weight now at the top end of the handicap. He's rated 80, but he's got gate 1. You know, he should be competitive again. He's such an honest horse.
The win last time, obviously, he really does enjoy racing around Happy Valley. Obviously, the form of that race has worked out nicely, so he certainly comes into it in very good order.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, he's a quality animal, and obviously now he's getting up in the sort of 80, so his next step would be getting into Class 2 with the low weight and seeing if he's competitive. Hopefully can do something there.
£24 this season, Casper. I mean, did you envisage, I mean, you obviously always hope that they can do it, but did you envisage at the start of the season that a horse like him would be able to rattle through the ratings like he has? Yeah,
look, you always thought he'd sort of win a couple of races for you, but he could be a little bit better than, you know. He's just tough, gives you everything, and he's a chance to probably get to 90 points and then see what happens. But he's done his job already.
Does bringing him back to the all-weather give you, say, a bit of an option, I suppose, given that he is likely raced on the surface?
Yeah, you need to obviously mix and match with these horses to see where they are, you know. If you just go one-dimensional, it becomes quite tough, but if they handle different surfaces and different tracks, it gives us more options with them.
Yeah, he certainly looks like he does. And just finally, Cass, how did your three pull up out of the big race on the weekend?
Yeah, very happy with Straight Aaron. He's pulled up a treat, and Columbus County, and Senya Turbo again, unfortunately scoped with a lot of mucus, so it's been quite frustrating. So he's off to China, and hopefully some fresh air there, and out in the paddock for a few hours a day will help him clear it up himself naturally.
There he is, Casper Founds, expanding further now, Nick, on Winning Icy. Wednesday night's no issue for him, the 1200's no issue, and he seemed to handle the track okay at his only look at it.
He did indeed, yeah, and look, he's gone up a bit in the weight since then. He's actually up 11 pounds since then, but in that intervening period, he's run some really nice races.
Yeah, he definitely has, hasn't he? And it was a good win from him last start. Look, he is getting up. This is quite a tough race, this one, but look, he's in good form.
He's got a good draw too of Barry at number 1 to try and offset that 135 a touch by not having to do any early work. The replay upcoming though, Paul, features Mark the Moment running second in Classic Unicorn. Now this is 2 starts ago for Mark the Moment over the 1200 at Sha Tin. He's since been down the track over the 1000 at Happy Valley.
Yeah, he has, hasn't he? But Classic Unicorn, the other one's only had one go on the all-weather. I don't know if he's totally suited over the 1200 for him, and you can see him fading out here. Of the 2, Mark the Moment, he's got that claim. He should be able to go forward from barrier number 11, so the claim will definitely help him.
Yeah, look, he was runner-up on the all-weather on his debut here in Hong Kong, in fact, and I didn't mind that run. So, look, he's got £10 coming off. Obviously, you know, Ellis Wong not as experienced here on the dirt as some of the other riders, but he has got a good ride here, and I think he can figure.
All right, £117 he will carry Mark the Moment. Gummy, Nick, he's been beaten favourite at his last 2 starts. There he is coming from well back in the field here. He'll be happy not to see Youthful Deal in the fields this week.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Yeah, he'd be glad not to see the backside of that horse, because he is quite smart, and he's beaten him in his last 2 runs. But look, as I mentioned there at the top of the programme, he's just ready to win. It looks glaringly obvious. I think Paul and Zach Purton's on again.
Yeah, exactly. I thought, look, he's going to come up short, but I think he's ready to win. The other one, Lightning Bolt, I don't mind him because there's pace in this race, and it will suit these back runners as well.
Benno Jung, Paul, we've touched on it all season about his record on the all-weather. There it is, 51 runners for 10 wins, over 50% in the first 3.
Yeah, exactly. He's just really, horses are really sort of clicking on this all-weather surface, and look, he's going to definitely get this opportunity once again to increase with those stats.
Yeah, and just a bit more meat on the bone there as far as Zach's concerned. That's 11 winners from 32 rides for Benno, so worth looking at them, giving them a double look. Yeah.
Here are Benno's runners, Nick. Obviously, Gummy is the best of them, but what do you make of the other sources like Yes We Can and Handsome 12, very adept on the surface?
Most definitely, and Fiery Diamond a bit the same really, but look, he's got up in the weights now. Yes We Can, look, he's an honest type of horse, but I feel he just probably struggles at the level he's racing at now. And Handsome 12, that's a really strong race, the last, so he might be an each way chance.
He definitely, I think all those 6, if they're placed, you wouldn't be surprised at all, because I think they're all got each way chances.
Place all up.
There you go.
There you go. Follow Benno on a Wednesday night all-weather track. Zarsun, Paul, here he is running 5th on the turf. Now, his best form has been on the all-weather. He's only won 1 from 36 since he's been here, but he's been around the placings plenty of times.
Definitely. Now, when he did win that race, that was in November 2020. When he won off a rating of 75. He's down to this rating of 60 at the moment. So, look, he is capable. He's been consistent on a place line without winning. I'm going to put him in on a very minor line.
Yeah, look, I couldn't find a spot for him. Look, his record just doesn't make as much appeal to me. I know, obviously, from a winning perspective, it isn't great at all. But, he can run a race when he's on song.
This horse can too on occasions. Nick, Flying Dragon. Now, this is back at Happy Valley. Last time, Mark the Moment features here as well. He's a 3-time course and distance winner, just slightly higher rated than what his best rating win has been, which is 62.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, he's not too far off that. He's only a couple of pounds higher at this stage, so he's getting back to a decent sort of mark. He beat Fiery Diamond, if you go back to a run in February. That was off of 62, of course, and he's got to be some sort of chance, I think, Paul, under these conditions.
Yeah, I mean, this is the right course and distance for him. He's just been out of a little bit of form recently, but that's been on the turf, so coming back to your weather might really switch him back on.
And finally, Everyone's Victory. Paul, winning last time down in grade. What about coming back to Class 3 for race 6?
Well, he hasn't won in this class before Everyone's Victory, but he has been placed on a couple of occasions there. He's had 2 seconds Everyone's Victory. He comes in with a light weight. He's in form at the moment. So I'm going to give him a chance. I've included him.
Yeah, good to see him win this. He's a nice horse who's certainly capable at the right sort of level. From memory, I think when he did go up in grade last time, he went up in grade. His first run in the company was a good one. So it might just be the time to catch him. Maybe a confident sort of horse. He's got his head in front. He might be able to back it up here.
And he will be an each-way price will Everyone's Victory. You've been with Gummy Gummy lately. You're sticking solid again.
Yeah, I have to, don't I? He's run second at his last couple. A little bit costly running second as favourite, but hopefully he can come through and win this. Gummy Gummy. Everyone's Victory, as you mentioned, up in grade there for him. So I think that's a good thing for Everyone's Victory with the lightweight. And as Nick said, it's good to catch him sort of when he's on form. So we know he is on form at the moment. Lightning Bolt, he goes in there for third. Now, Lightning Bolt's off a rating of 70. Did win off a rating of 68, Lightning Bolt, but has been third off 73, so he's capable. And then Sarzan in for fourth. Now, he's won off 75, as we mentioned, but it was a long time ago, November 2020. 5, 9, 4 and 7 for me.
Yeah, a lot has happened since then, that's for sure. Gummy Gummy on top for me, a bit like Paul here. I think he's a horse who looks ready to win one. Recent form has been good, and no youthful deal here to stop him in his tracks. Winning Icy, the top one goes in. Only second start in the all-weather. His form of his last win has worked out well. Hoss was the horse he beat that day, plus Harmony and Bless, so he's certainly got the form in the book to suggest he can go well. Mark the Moment's a horse I'm quite interested in. I think it'd be a decent price also, and I can see a big run coming from him in this race. And Everyone's Victory, again, a bit like Paul mentioned there, this might be the time to catch him here. He's got a lightweight, he's in form, and I'm sure he'll give his running once again. 5, 1, 3 and 9.
And that is the preview for race number 6 on Racing to Win. Sha Tin on Wednesday night with the 8 races. We're going to take a break now and come back with the preview for race number 8 right after this. Welcome back to Racing to Win. We're making our way through Sha Tin on Wednesday night. There's some big jackpots that Paul has told you about, but we need to have a look at race number 8 right now, and it's over the 1,650 metres and is a Class 2 event. Savaquin goes around at the top of the book. Alexi Bedell rides for John Size, and the pacifiers go on again. Berlin Tango, he is having his 6th go on the all-weather. He's a 1-time winner, whereas Cheng Cheng Prince is a 4-time winner course and distance. Everyone's Delight has had 2 starts course and distance for a win and a 4th. Rise Brethren, he wears pacifiers for the first occasion. Apache Pass hasn't raced since the 5th of March and had 2 trials. True Legend failed on the turf last time but has good all-weather form. Champion Dragon coming back from the turf 1800 to 1650. Handsome 12 placed in Class 1 on this surface 2 runs ago. Superwind Dragons never won past 1,200 metres. Galaxy Witness is backing up since running 10th in the Derby, and Havana Gila comes up in grade after winning his last 2 in Class 3. So good field here, Nick. 1650 is the trip, so it's not a massively long run down to the winning post, but True Legend does like to go forward.
Yeah, he does, and so too do a couple of others as well. Obviously, True Legend is partnered here by Angus Chung, who did go forward on him a few starts ago when able to win. But you've got horses like Champion Dragon, who is drawn in 11, so he's going to be a little bit wider than some, but he does like to press forward. Probably not essential with him, but he can lead. Havana Gila, we saw boss a smaller field last time out, but again, I don't think it's a necessity that he has to lead exactly. And Everyone's Delight is a horse who Paul has been seen to best effect off the front, so I don't think there'll be any loafing. No,
definitely won't. And Cheng Cheng Prince is another one that can lead, but just with his draw, he's going to be out in the outside fence if he goes forward. So that's why I thought they'd just try and get a bit of cover with him. So it's going to really suit horses like Galaxy Witness, Berlin Tango, Rise Brethren and Savaquin, the back runners.
Going to stay with some in-form right now, because Havana Gila is looking to make it 3 in a row, and Nick spoke to his jockey. It is Sylvester de Souza.
Sylvester, Havana Gila is one of your rides on Wednesday night, an all-dirt meeting at Sha Tin, and this horse has really started to excel on the surface.
Yeah, he has really turned the corner around, The horse is in good form, I believe, and he's come to this race with a chance,
On that last run, Sylvester, it was a relatively small field. On paper, it looked like a straightforward task. Did it feel like that within the race for you on board this horse?
Yes, and I just rode him like he was the best horse in the race, and I didn't give any chances, and he jumped out sharp, pressed the lead, took over when I went to, and he kept going.
He's got a rising grade. Where do you sit as far as that's concerned? He clearly is upwardly mobile, lightweight as well. There are a few factors positive for him.
Yeah, it's a few factors in his favour, and I think the positive side, we carry low weight, and he's a horse in form. He likes the weather, and he got a kind gait, and he's a horse he can go forward or just puts it behind the leaders.
Just looks very progressive, doesn't he, on this surface?
He has, and he's very fertilised, and he could go on the turf, or he could go. As he do well in the weather.
So that is Sylvester. Let's have a look at this race a little closer now, Nick. He's only the horse in this race is Have a Nagila that we are going to focus on. We do see a number other of them run on the evening. Yes, we can out here. Also, Sky Supreme and Eremo all finish in behind him. He's been so good down in grade. Can he repeat it up in class, though?
Oh, there'll be many out there that tell you that he can, going up in grade, and that'll be the time to catch them. But look, it was a small field, as you can see here, and he was by far the best horse in the race. They've put him up £7 officially, but he will take 14 off, given that he is up in grade. So look, he's lightly weighted, he's in form. You'd be hard pushed to say he can't, Paul.
No, definitely. I've included him. I have got one to beat him, but he's definitely in there for me. And the lightweight's going to help him. He's just got to come up and do it up in grade.
Here's his report card, Paul. You can see there the all-weather 4 starts, 2 wins and a third.
Yeah, and those 2 wins have been his last 2 starts as well. He did have his first 2 runs on the all-weather when he ran 5th and a third, then had 3 runs on the turf. They did stretch him out to 1,800 metres, but those 2 wins have been over the 1650 here, and he did win them nicely.
Yeah, he certainly did, and he's a horse that's putting together a good profile on the surface.
It's a tick for Have a Nagila. Now, this replay here has a stack of horses coming out of it. Everyone's delight is on the inside. We've got Handsome 12, he's back in the field and ends up running second. Apache Pass, this is his last race day appearance. Cheng Cheng Prince, he's the big grey, can't miss him. Savaquin is racing in behind horses in the yellow colours. Super Wind Dragon, 1650 hasn't been his most favourable distance. Berlin Tango and True Legend is up on the speed. It looks more like racing to archery at the moment than racing to win here. Nick, there are so many of them out of this race. I'll leave it to you to which one you talk about.
Well, first of all, you're probably better off marking the ones that weren't running in this. But that said, look, plenty of horses coming through this race. Look, I didn't mind the run of Apache Pass. He's actually presenting fresh. I know he's not the best horse fresh, but I didn't mind this run. There was precious little between them at the line. Chang Cheng Prince has run another nice race. You've got Handsome 12 in there as well. Look, it's a hard one, I think, to pick the bones out of there, Paul, because they've all finished so close.
Yeah, they did. They did finish in a bunch. If you're an archer, you're in trouble looking at those arrows. But I can tell you that I like Handsome 12 out of that race. I mean, he did run second in Class 1 and he's now back down here and that's great.
I'd like your idea. Telecom Fighters would have been the only one that didn't get a mark on that race. Off to Chungfa now, Paul. Super Wind Dragon, no issues whatsoever with the surface. He's the only one out of this, so it's nice and easy to highlight him. But the distance.
That's the query for me, the distance. He's drawn 1, so he might just get back a little bit on the inside as well. Like, he was on the cusp because he's obviously, we know he really enjoys it, but yeah, the 1650, just a little query for me.
Yeah, minor placed over the course and distance. There he is, trialling quite nicely. Look, I think he might have had his birthday already this season. He's won 3 from 7, and I think it takes not that he isn't a decent type of horse, but it takes a special kind of horse to try and keep going, I think, after all that success.
Maybe a watch on Super Wind Dragon then. Off to the trials we go now. Nick, this won't be a watch for you. It's Galaxy Witness. Down the track in the Derby last time, he comes back to the all-weather, which he has raced on in the past, and he ran 3rd that night. And the first was over 1,200 metres as well, so it's the first time over 1650.
Yeah, I think he'll stay fine. There was obviously a bit of chat regarding him staying before the first leg of the 4-year-old series, which I think he came through quite well, and then obviously he was better still, I think, in the Classic Cup. So trip not a concern. He clearly handled the surface on his only start. Trainer, jockey, both in form. I think you could do worse than get a bit of value with this guy on Wednesday night.
Yeah, I've included him as well. I like the trial. He's a horse that does work well on the surface. So we've seen the really good form coming out of that 4-year-old series already.
We sure have, and that is a Galaxy Witness. Now, Paul, Rise Brethren having his second start for Jamie Richards. He's been switched across to the all-weather for the first time. He's a horse that has won 1800, 2000 and 2200. Can he win over the 1650 on this surface?
I think he can. He won over 1600 at Punchestown before he got here as a 2-year-old on a soft track. So look, it was absolutely sloppy here, and it could even be this tomorrow. On Wednesday night. Look, I thought it was a really nice, quiet trial from him. He wasn't pushed out at all, and if he handles the surface, I think he could be a good each way bet.
Yeah, pacifier's going on. I think that's just a matter of sort of precaution, i.e. the surface with putting that headgear on. But look, he's a decent type of horse, and if he can bring some of that good turf form, he's got to be a player.
OK, so keep a tick on Rise Brethren. Champion Dragon. Nick, his track work. He's a very flashy-looking chestnut. Just one start on the all-weather. He ran 5th in it.
Yes, which he was beaten 5 3/4 lengths, so that was back in February of last year. Last time out, beaten 8 lengths, so he was well held. I'd have to pass him over this time.
Yeah, from that wide draw, it just worries me with all the pace underneath him.
We'll scrub him and go straight to your tips.
There we go. I'm going to go Rise Britton and make him the each-way play here in this race. Really open race. Heaven Aguila's got the form. Handsome 12 and Galaxy Witness 5, 12, 9, 11.
Yeah, I've gone Galaxy Witness in this. I'll keep the faith with him. I've been a fan of his throughout, and I think on his second all-weather start, he might just be able to get his head in front. Heaven Aguila goes in for second. Rise Brethren, interesting runner on this surface. An Apache Pass, I've thrown him in. I think he can certainly run a race here. 11, 12, 5, 6.
That is all of the information for race number 8 on Wednesday night. 8-race program, Paul. We've seen race 6, we've seen race 8. Who wins a few of the others?
Well, it's a wide open, isn't it? I've got Nebula in the first. He's won a recent trial on the surface, so I think he can go one better. Noble 1, now he's a deep field coming onto the surface. One start on it, ran 4th. Should get a nice run into the race. Colourful Baron's been placed a couple of times at his last couple of starts. Mission Bravo thought could lead from the front. I Give can get a nice run. And Viva Hunter's in form.
And you can find a breakdown of all of those races on the website hkjc.com. Click on audio and video. Best bet.
I Give. I think he'll get the perfect run. Had excuses last time and really thrives in the surface. So race 5, number 10, I Give is the best. And each way, as we just said, Rise Brethren, open race in the last. See if you can get him home in race number 8. And we'll do the play for this in earlier on in race 6. One of the races we preview, QQP 4, 5 and 9. Lightning Bolt, Gummy Gummy and Everyone's Victory.
Best bet for me is race 4, number 5, Billionaire Secret. Pierre Rung and Vincent Ho has gone well over this course and distance in the past. Hopefully he can break through on Wednesday evening. And the long shot, race 8, number 11, we're hoping for a Vincent Ho double. Galaxy Witness is the horse in question. The play, we'll keep it simple. Race 7, number 4, Out of Phil.
Take Nick's play and make him the best bet. At a Phil race 7, number 4. First time 1650, but he's covered ground and been good enough to win over the 1200 metres. Vemos banking on the big long straight being the key to him, and some pace on. He's always running on. And the play race 2. 1 Shining Fortune, 7 Cool Blue and 12 Vemos, 1 7 12 in a QQP. That has been racing to win for Wednesday night, Nick, and then Macau comes to town on Saturday.
It does indeed, yeah. Looking forward to that Hong Kong Macau trophy. So a bit of interest there, Paul.
Yeah, 3 Macau horses. We've got Beauty Eternal and Red Lion, etc. up for the locals.
That later in the week, but Sha Tin tomorrow night, 8 races. We'll see you for the first at 7:15.